Makes a nice addition to granola. Great on toast. Blackberry jelly. Hello, howdy, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Catherine, the Aerogarden Homesteader. Today I am making jam. So, in the summer, when everything is coming in fast and furious, sometimes the best time to deal with it is right away. My blackberries don't come in fast and furious. They come in, I don't know what you would use for an acronym, but they come in slow. I get them in dribs and drabs. So, the best time for me to deal with them is after I have all of the harvest, or in the middle of winter when I got nothing better to do. So, that is what we are doing today. I need 12 cups of berries. I'll start getting these going. Now, a few of these were store-bought. We had bought some at the store because it was a good sale, and we thought the kids would eat them, and they didn't. So, yeah. It's time to just turn it all into jelly. I'm going to do jelly because I am not a fan of seeds. So I'm going to follow the jelly instructions and see if I like blackberry jelly. Okay, I do have a few, these are a few dead blueberries we had at the bottom of a packet that nobody was eating, so I just chucked those in the freezer too. They're the sour ones. So everyone always leaves the red ones behind because they're all sour. Okay, looks like I have about 10 cups. So I have a few. Well, it's more than a few, but I have a bag of sour cherries in the freezer, so I'm going to add some of those. Wow, what a mess. Just to bring it up to my 12 cups so I have enough juice, because I need to have 4.5 cups of juice in order to do this recipe. And I am just making a big mess. Boy. Clean it up while it's fresh, or it will stain. Put that back and make another mess. In fact, I have already stained my hand. There, let's get... Hopefully I didn't count this wrong, but let's get 2 more cups in. So these are sour cherries that I de-pitted as I was harvesting. Oops. So I don't have to worry about pits, but for a jelly it doesn't matter. There you go. And see, I made another mess. Okay, so I'm just following the recipe on the Sure Gel package. I will need 1 cup of water in here, and then I will need to simmer it to get all the juices out, and then strain it. So I am probably going to try to rinse some of the juices out of the bag. I think this is the worst one, so I'm going to try to get some of those juices out, because I don't want to waste that. Alright, let's hope my bag doesn't have a hole in it. I don't know about you guys, I like to reuse my bags as many times as I can, but you know what, sometimes I get little holes in them. That's probably as good as it's going to get. Okay, well, this is my first time doing an actual jelly, so you guys can let me know below if I did something wrong. It shouldn't be that much more difficult than making a jam, honestly. Just have to strain the chunks out. Okay. Okay, it does say I need to crush them, but they are frozen, so I'm going to heat them up first and then crush them. I'm also going to try to clean up my mess. And while I am waiting for these to thaw and come up to temperature so I can crush them, in the meantime, I want to get my jars going. I've never used this brand of jar before. It's made by Anchor Hawking. It's, I don't know if you can see, they're square. So, and they're also squatter than a regular jelly jar, but they are a jelly jar. So I can fit 12 of these in here, so this is an entire case. The jelly package instructions does say it makes 5 cups, so I need 10 jars, because I believe they're half a cup each, or are they 1 cup each? I may have put too many in here, but anyways, they all need to be washed anyways. It was a brand new case, so I got these on a simmer so that they will be at temperature when the jelly is ready. Because once things start coming together with jams and jellies, it happens fast. So I'm just getting things ready while I'm waiting for thawing to occur. And I don't know if you can see, but the juice is starting to form. So might be time to see about crushing these. Okay. I'm going to crush them up with some assistance here and get them going. So the instructions say to bring up to a boil, let simmer for 5 minutes covered, and then strain. So I will get on that. Okay, that won't fall in. It's good to double check. Okay, I am pretty darn close to a boil. It almost goes away when I stir it. So I am going to reduce the heat to a simmer, get the lid on, and let this go 5 minutes. I might let it go a little bit longer, because it does say for sour cherries to go 10 minutes, so I might divide that in the middle and let it simmer just a little bit longer. I don't think it'll hurt it. I want to get all those juices out. Yeah, it's definitely starting to spit everywhere. So I moved it over to my nut milk strainer, and it just needs to sit and drip however long that'll take. Now I ended up ladling it in. Thought I hit record, but I guess I didn't. I think I hit unrecord because I was recording something else, but I got my sugar ready. I got it in the strainer. It's going to strain, takes as long as it takes. I will need 4½ cups of prepared juice, so we'll see how much we get. Okay, so it says I can gently press the juice to get it all out. Probably don't want to press too much or squeeze it because that will make your jelly cloudy, from what I understand. But a gentle press probably doesn't hurt too much. The nut milk bag worked really well. I mean, I kind of expected it to work well, but sometimes you just never know. A little pressure on that. So I have my sugar all measured out. I've got some measuring cups here so I can measure out the juice. As soon as I get this all squeezed, I will see how much I have. This is also still very hot. I'm going to attempt to not make a mess, but that's sometimes easier said than done. Looks like that's 4 cups. So I need to squeeze some more out. Alright, that is plenty. Okay, so I'm going to get that back in the pot. So it did come out slightly cloudy because I had to squeeze the seeds a bit. I think it'll be fine. Okay, there's my 4½ cups of juice. And a messy counter. Get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, it is best to have everything prepared. So I have my 3 cups of sugar. This is 3 cups total, but I have 1/4 cup in here. And I will be mixing in the pectin. This is to, in theory, prevent clumping. Oops, just got a crumb in there. It's best to have everything all prepared to go because sometimes things happen quickly. You got to be timing things and keeping an eye on stuff. And it does say I can add a little bit of butter to the juice to prevent foaming. I haven't really had that much problem with foaming. I figured that having boiled out the berries and then straining them, I don't think that should be too much foam going on because it would happen with the fruit. This is just juice at this point. So it's a matter of, let's see what it says. Yeah. So this will go in here. And I need to bring this up to a full rolling boil that cannot be stirred down. And then at that point I need to add the sugar. I don't know if you can hear it, but my jars are heating up. So they will be nice and hot when this is nice and hot. I'm going to give a quick tidy so that when I pull the pot off the heat, I'm ready to can. Because, yeah, it happens fast. Always have something to wipe the rims. Okay, I have 6 jars prepared. I put the whole package in there and then I realized that they're 1 cup jars, not half cup jars. I don't know what I was thinking, so I took some out. But it was okay because some of them needed to get cleaned anyways. It was a new package. This way, when I use them again, I know they will be clean. It's always good to have an extra jar prepared. It says it makes 5 cups, but I feel like I always get a little extra out of it. Alright, a full boil that cannot be stirred down. In goes the rest of my sugar. I need to stir well, bring it back up to a boil, and then time it for 1 minute. That 1 minute time has an altitude adjustment to it, so make sure you read the instructions really well and figure out what it is. Because I think the first time I made it I was up over 1,000 feet and couldn't figure out why it didn't set. And always grab a bigger pot than you think you need. Look at that. Oh boy. Hope my pot's big enough. I'd really like to get a jelly pot. There's like a jam jelly pot that gets wider at the top. It's bell-shaped. Probably want to have hand protection on too. Hope I don't get spit on. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's get that off the heat. Okay. I'm going to get my pot of jars over. And let's get filling. I see okay. Play over a little bit. It says a 1/4 inch headspace. Always wipe the rim when it's super sticky like this. It's greasy or sticky, make sure you do a really good job with it. Let me turn that down just a bit. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. I might be doing slightly more than 1/4 inch. Might be like 3/8 or whatever the next increment up would be. I don't think it's a 1/2 inch. Put that in. Remember, if everything is hot, your jars won't crack. But it's when you have something super hot like this jam or jelly going into a cold jar that you're going to get cracking. You've got to be super careful working with jams and jellies because it's a gateway drug into canning, but it's also really hot. So I don't think I have enough water in my canner. I'm going to have to get some more water. There we go. Oh boy, might need another jar. Let's see. I got 2 more jars I can fill that are already hot. Hot, hot, hot. There's my last hot jar. So let's see what we got. Chuck in one more. Let it warm up a little. Okay, we want to make sure we get it all. I know it's not going to fill it up, but this is what I do with jars that don't fill up all the way, that I know probably won't seal, but want to can it anyways. Sometimes it will. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more water in there to get my 1 inch over the jar tops, and then I just need to process for 10 minutes. There they are, all of them ready to go. 7 jars. One of them was only halfway full, but I'm going to get the lid on, bring it up to a boil, go for 10 minutes, take the lid off, let it sit for 5, and then I'll pull them out. And I will show you what it looks like when it's done. I will be opening up that other one just to show you the texture, and I will give it a try because this will be my first time trying it. Here is the altitude chart that I was mentioning before. And just to show, I had all but 1 jar seal. Interestingly enough, the Tatler lid, that wasn't even full all the way, did seal, but one of the other ones, one of the regular flats, did not. So, it's always nice to have a sample jar. This blackberry jelly turned out really good. It's got a nice flavor to it. You can't really tell that there's any sour cherry in there, because there's just so much blackberry compared to the amount of sour cherry I put in. It made a very lovely jelly. Here is the jelly. It is a little cloudy because I did squeeze the berries, the pulp, but that's okay. It is a soft set. I think I put in slightly more juice than it called for, so it just goes to show how important it is to be accurate with your juice. If you found this video useful, it would be really nice if you'd like and share so other people can also find it, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.